Someone fills in a form on your website. They want to know if you can help them. How long realistically before they hear back? An hour? Half a day? By then, they've already messaged 2 of your competitors. I've built a system where the reply lands in their inbox in under a minute. Not a template, and not a thanks for your inquiry autoresponder. A proper, personal response that actually addresses what they asked. Let me show you how it works. Here's the reality for most small businesses. You're out doing the actual work, on site, in meetings, running the operation. Your phone buzzes with a new inquiry and you think, I'll get to that in a bit. That bit turns into tonight turns into tomorrow, and by tomorrow that person has already found someone who replied in 10 minutes. It's not that you don't care, you just don't have the time to sit at a computer writing thoughtful replies all day. And that's the problem I've built this workflow to solve. 4 pieces, a simple form on a website, an AI that reads the inquiry and writes a personal reply, a safety net that checks the reply before it goes out, and a log that records everything so you know what happened. Customer sees a thoughtful response, you get a notification that it was sent, and a spreadsheet keeps a record of every inquiry and every reply. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing live, starting with the form. 3 fields, name, email, and a message box where they describe what they need help with. That's it. No drop-down menus, no select your industry, just tell us what it is you've got going on. When they hit send, this goes straight into the automation. No inbox, no waiting for someone to read it, the system picks it up immediately. Sarah runs a landscaping business, 14 staff, 20 inquiries a week, and most of them sit in a shared inbox for hours. Sound familiar? She wants to know if we can help. Let us hit send. Done. She sees a confirmation. We've got your message. Someone from the team will be in touch shortly. Now watch what happens behind the scenes. This is what's running in the background. It's an automation tool called N8N. Open source, runs on my own server, not someone else's cloud. From left to right, first the inquiry comes in from the form, name, email, and the message. Next, the AI reads it. It looks at what Sarah actually asked us about. Shared inbox problems, slow replies, manual invoicing, whiteboard scheduling. And it writes a reply to address those specific points. But the reply doesn't go straight to Sarah. It goes through a safety check first. I call it the guardrail. This is the part some people skip, and it's the most important part of the whole system. You can't just let AI send emails to your customers unchecked. What if it promises a price you didn't agree to, or commits to a deadline you can't hit? What if it says something that doesn't sound like your business? The guardrail checks every reply before it goes out, and if the AI mentions a specific price, it gets blocked. Promise about timelines, blocked. If it's empty or doesn't have the customer name, blocked. When something gets blocked, it doesn't disappear. I'll get an alert with the full context so I can step in and handle it myself. The system knows what it's allowed to do, and it knows when to hand it back to a human. Sarah's reply passed clean. No flags, no warnings. The AI didn't promise anything it shouldn't have, so it goes through to the next step and gets sent. And there it is, less than a minute after Sarah hit send. It's not a template. It mentions a landscaping business. It addresses the shared inbox problem. It talks about the kind of automation that could help with scheduling and invoicing. Sounds like a person read her message and thought about it before replying. And at the bottom, there's a line that says, this reply was written with AI assistance. Full transparency. The customer knows it's not a weakness. It's a trust signal. You should always tell people when you use AI. Every inquiry is logged. Name, email, what they asked for, what the AI replied, and when it happened. If there are any warnings from the safety check, those are logged too. Nothing falls through the cracks. You have a complete record of every conversation before you even pick up the phone. And I'll get a notification as well. Sarah's name, what she asked, and confirmation that the reply was sent and what it contained. I can see exactly what happened without logging into anything. If I want to follow it personally, I have all the context. If the reply covered it, I can move on with my day. It's one form on one website, but the pattern works for anything. Think about support tickets. A customer emails with a problem, the AI reads it, checks your knowledge base, and drafts a reply that actually addresses the specific issue. Same safety check, same logging, same notification to you. Or job applications. Someone applies for your website, they get an immediate personal acknowledgement that references the role they applied for and the experience they mentioned. Not a generic thanks for replying, we'll be in touch. Complaints, booking requests, supplier queries, the pattern is always the same. Something comes in, AI reads it and responds intelligently. A safety net checks it, everything gets logged and you stay in control. It's not about replacing people. It's about making sure no one waits for a reply just because you're busy doing your actual job. And the next layer? You could connect this to your calendar so it checks your availability before suggesting a meeting time. You could connect it to a customer management system, so every inquiry becomes a lead automatically. You can also add scoring to the system, so it flags the most promising inquiries for you to follow up on first. The AI that writes these replies costs fractions of a penny per response. The automation runs on an open source platform on a server I control. If you run a business and you know your inquiries are sitting in an inbox for too long, this is solvable. And it doesn't have to be complicated. If you want to see more about how this works, or you want to talk about what this could look like for your business, there's a link in the description. See you in the next one.